Welcome to the Paytrace Power 30. We'll do some jazz hands. My name is Sam Johnson. I'm the senior sales trainer here with Paytrace. With me, we have a special guest, Mr. Kevin Hurd.
Hey, everybody. Hello.
A lot of you guys know Kevin. Kevin's our ISV manager. You've been on a few of these webinars before, haven't you?
Yeah, been on a couple Power 30s.
Yeah, we're like the late night talk show hosts, right? you always say that. I'm like who do you compare me to? Jimmy Kimmel?
No, I wouldn't say Jimmy. No, who?
Conan.
All
right, I'll be Conan.
Conan. We'll give you the Conan.
I don't have the hair yet. My hair is going the opposite direction. But anyhow, excited to have Kevin here. We're going to talk about some really cool ISV stuff. But before we get to that, I want to talk about some housekeeping before we get into things, because I do see some new names on here. If you haven't attended any of these webinars, these Power 30s, what Power 30 is it's your insight into the ongoings within Paytrace, what we've got going on. We talk about some insights into the industry, some best practices. We really want to just provide you all some information and some resources that you can mold into your own success. These are 30 minutes. That's why we call it the Power 30, Power 30 minutes. So we're going to get in and out of here pretty quickly. You'll notice you are muted. We don't want to discourage interaction. So as we go through today's call, if you look at your little Zoom panel, I think it should be at the top of your screen. You should see a Q&A box. When you click on that Q&A box, you can send in all of your questions, your comments, your emotional outbursts, and we will be managing that. Behind the scenes right now is our colleague, Homero Gonzalez. He is our sales engineer here. He's going to be monitoring that as we go through, answering some questions as we go along. And I might throw him under the bus here in a little bit. We'll ask him to chime in. But with that, our focus today is going to be on this topic of ISVs. And I think before we just start getting into the nitty gritty, Kevin, as our ISV manager, I'd love to just know a little bit more about kind of what your role is within the organization. And really, if you can describe kind of what an ISV is, I think that would be helpful.
Yeah, Sam, appreciate it. The ISV team, ISV stands for Integrated Software Vendor. Typically, our partners and agents may hear about them from, their software companies essentially at a high level, right? And in our space, it's typically technology partners that can help us get integrated and solve solutions for merchants. And Sam, what we do here on the ISV team here at Paytrace, one of our main priorities is to continue to find those technology partners and ISVs that help us make merchants happy in the B2B space and professional office space, right? And then our next priority after that is working with merchants and agents to find the right ISV that's a good fit for their merchant, so the merchant can take payments from that critical piece of software they're using to run their business and their day-to-day.
Understood. So for you then, as really an ISV manager, how do you fall into all of this, right? What value do you provide to our partners, I guess?
Yeah, we work with agents usually day in and day out to be able to work with us to be able to find the right ISV. They make up, agents sometimes come to us with questions, and so do merchants of, hey, are you integrated with this? Right? That's usually the biggest question we get day in, day out. Are you integrated with this software? Right. Because they know if Paytrace is integrated, then they can, the agent can win the deal, or the merchant can then streamline their systems instead of doing two different systems, going to their ERP, going to Paytrace. It can all be, synced together, streamlined, and make them happy. Mm-hmm. But we're really here to be able to help agents and merchants remove hurdles and blockers when it comes to trying to get integrated solutions and ISVs for their merchants.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think one thing to note about ISVs is it really is one of what I believe is the fastest growing, I guess, areas in payments. I know we did some data a couple of years back, and we saw that transaction volume coming through our API, through our integration platform, was growing at a rate of it was 94% year over year, which is insane, right? We're essentially doubling our volume coming through these payment integrations. I don't know if that's still the case, but compare that to everything else, it's really blowing up. And I really see the shift in the industry transitioning towards these different payment integrations?
Yeah, we've also noticed that the merchants are stickier, right?
Okay.
If they're willing to make the transition to do those integrations and get deeper, you're able to get deeper into the merchant's business and really help solve their problems and deliver value. I think from our data we saw last time, Sam, we had merchants that were with us using an ISV stayed longer than 5 years, and that number was growing, right?
Wow.
Over 60 months, right?
Right. Right. I was going to ask you about sticky, or what does sticky mean? Because when I think of sticky, I'm like, sticky.
Yeah.
But sticky's good in
Yeah.
this, right? Because
They're
it
sticky,
means
yeah,
that
retention, right?
it's
All of
retention.
us want, with merchants, we want retention. We want to, make our merchants happy, keep them, make them sticky, and they stay with us and continue to do business with us, right?
Yep. No, totally get that. It's a sticky good, right? So I see these as being large volume, right? A lot of the merchants that are using these software integrations, they're usually processing pretty decent size volume, and they're sticking around longer, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of what I like to say lifetime value in these accounts, because ultimately over the course of their existence with a processor, they're going to be processing a lot of dollars. And for our partners, our sales partners who are reps, agents, 1099s, whoever you might be, right, that's going to be very valuable, profitable for you. So our goal, I think, is really to help you navigate and land some of these accounts, which I think is a good transition into our next kind of topic, which is this ISV Marketplace, right? I think that was the body of the invitation that we sent out, was about this marketplace. What the heck's an ISV Marketplace?
Yeah, Sam. So the ISV Marketplace is another resource for all our partners and merchants to be able to find out who is Paytrace integrated with, right? Who do we recommend? Who do we work with? Who are the technology partners in the ISVs that have partnered with Paytrace, integrated Paytrace to be able to help merchants integrate into the systems they love, right? And so that's the new resource we have available to be able to help our agents and our merchants. And in today's world, some of us may have done this before we've purchased something, a service or product. We want to go out and do a little bit of investigation first, right? We want to go out and maybe take a look at some information about the product or service. Maybe we want to watch a YouTube video. We want to be able to educate ourselves to be able to make a good decision. And we've made an attempt at that with the new ISV Marketplace, to be able to not only answer the question, who do you play well with? Who are you integrated with? To also be able to try to give information to our merchants and agents to help them be able to better understand the software partners and technology partners we're working with.
Absolutely. I think one of the biggest issues that I see with a lot of partners, right, is they see the opportunity that's out there with payment integrations, but it's so different, I feel like, than a lot of traditional payments where you're setting somebody up with some sort of point of sale system, or you're putting them with a virtual terminal, right? It seems like there's a lot more technical aspects involved. At least there's a perceived amount of technical that goes into it, right? And I think that's what we're trying to accomplish with the marketplace, is we're really trying to get a lot of that confusion out of the sales process and make selling easier. And I want to take a quick side, and I want to launch a poll to our audience here. I've heard from a lot of folks, selling integrations can be challenging. Have you ever lost an opportunity because of either lack of knowledge, potentially, or lack of an integration? Or have you been good, right? Has that never been an issue? All right. I think I might have set this poll up to be pretty skewed, because 90% of people say that yes, they have lost an opportunity because of some type of payment integration issue, right? I think that's extremely telling, right? That there is a challenge, right? There are challenges out there. So marketplace, I want to talk about this. And I see a question from Adam coming in. Can we get a link to this? Yeah, let's unpack that, Adam. You're ready to go. I love it, man. I know that up, for the existence of Paytrace, as long as I've been here, we've had an integrations page, right? Can you tell me what the marketplace, how does that really differ from what we currently have?
Yeah, I appreciate the question, Sam. And some of our partners who've been with us have seen the current integrations page we have on our old website, and Sam will be showing the new one here in just a little bit. But we had our partners listed on the page, right? Some of the things that we heard from some of the agents and merchants were great. You showed me a list of everybody and the technology partners you work with, but I'm not sure who is a good fit for me. It doesn't give me enough information, right? Showing names like Verosa or using names like NewGen or App Frontier doesn't necessarily make it transparent to an agent or merchant that, hey, these are payment solutions for Salesforce or for NetSuite or for QuickBooks, right? So just providing a list of who we work with doesn't necessarily help you get enough information on, is this the right solution for me?
Got it.
Yeah.
So can we kind of go through maybe a scenario here?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. I'm going to put my sales rep hat on. I'm an agent talking to a prospect. I've got a NetSuite opportunity, right? I found out that they're currently using NetSuite. They're large. They're processing, $1 million a month or something, right? Good volume. Can you walk me through? I'll pull up PayTrace's website. Can you kind of just walk me through what you'd recommend I would do if I want
to so we talked about the new marketplace, and you also maybe just heard me mention a new website. For those of you who have not seen the new PayTrace website, when you go to paytrace.net or .com, you'll be taken to the page that Sam's on now. And actually, if you click on where it says at the top where it says check it out, that will take you to the new PayTrace website. Thank you, marketing, for the great work here. We're excited about this and plan on rolling this out and transitioning to this new front-facing website here pretty soon. But where you can go, Sam, as an agent, if you're looking for solutions, you can go to resources at the very top of the page.
Okay.
Right. And once you go to resources, you'll see their marketplace.
Got it.
And that'll take you right to our ISV Marketplace, to where we have where we're listing our partners here. And if in the scenario that we talked about, Sam, you can go through the integrations we have listed here. Okay. Or you can actually use the filters that we have, listed here to be able to try to identify the solution you're looking for. You can type in the name NetSuite to try to find the partner we're looking for. Okay. Or solutions that might be out there. Or you can search by, the software category. It's an ERP software NetSuite is, or you can look by the actual application name. Okay. So, yeah.
So this has a lot of different things on here. I'm seeing QuickBooks, Acumatica, Magento, NetSuite, right? These are some pretty popular ones. Sage.
Yeah.
So that's pretty easy. So NetSuite, right? We'll go with this example.
Yeah. And so you can see it brought up our NetSuite partner, NewGen, and you can see how we're trying to make the connection there from previous. Now we have NewGen. And who is NewGen? It looks like NewGen can get me, integrated with NetSuite. That's what the visuals for. And now we give you information that you're able to go into that, into that integration, get some information about NewGen. And then you can actually scroll down and get some additional information, some key features that are available from the ISV, right? You're also to go down a little bit more on this page and get some information about who the ISV is, in this case, who NewGen is. And then we also are providing with our ISV screenshots. So you can actually see a screenshot of the integration, some of the functionality. There's also some of our ISVs who have videos. So you can take a look at a video for their solution. Some of them have sales slicks or sales sheets that you can take advantage of and utilize to be able to help you sell with the merchant. So we're trying to give you more resources, more tools, and more information to be able to help make a good decision for you and your merchant.
I love this. I know previously, right, if somebody was looking for a solution like this, they'd go to our page, they'd see NetSuite, cool, NewGen, and then they were kind of on their own, or at least they felt like they were on their own, right? Yeah. They can maybe reach out to NewGen directly and kind of talk through them, or do they reach out to PayTrace and talk with us? Or it wasn't a very defined process. And that's what I really appreciate about this page, is it really gives you that first introduction into, what can PayTrace do? What can our partners help with, right? This is awesome. There's a lot of stuff on here. So for somebody that, is using NetSuite currently, maybe a merchant, I can look at this and say, oh, cool, it can do A, B, and C. This is exactly what I'm looking for. So maybe next step in the process, let's say, okay, I've done my self-education, I've done some discovery on here, and I'm interested, I'm intrigued, right? This seems like it could be a good fit. What would you say step 2 would be then?
Yeah, if we're working through the scenario, and this is one of our agents working with us, you got the information from the marketplace page.
Mhm.
What's available to you next to help you find out if this is still a good fit for your merchant. Sam, at the very top of the page, right under, you'll see there's a call to action button for request integration information. And
Okay.
if you click on that, you can provide some information, and that will go to the ISV team, right? That'll let us know that we have somebody that's looking for a solution and we can reach out to assist. Another way that we can also help is that if you reach out to us at developer support at paytrace.com, is another way that our team can step in. The ISV team can come in and help answer some questions for you, even before you want to have a discussion with the merchant, to be able to make sure that gather that additional information, or still continue to see if this is a good fit for your merchant.
Right.
Yep.
Awesome. And then typically from there, actually, you know what? I'm going to stop sharing because I want to actually bring Homero into this conversation. Homero, if you're available to join, there he is. What's up, Homero?
How you doing?
So thank you for managing the Q&A for us. We're going to pull you out of there for a moment. If you guys don't know Homero, he is our sales engineer. And what that means, at least to me, correct me if I'm wrong, is that you work closely with our sales partners. So they have opportunities like this. You kind of are more or less a consultant, right? You'll get them with the right partner. You'll kind of help navigate them through the sales process, through that sales cycle, and really make that a pretty easy transition.
Right.
Did I do you justice?
Yeah, that's about right. I mean, my job is essentially to help guide, our resellers, our partners, through the integration process, to try to simplify that as much as possible for not only themselves, but for the merchant. And also to kind of build a bridge, if you will, between our ISV partners who have the solutions they're looking for, and our merchants and our resellers who are looking for said solutions.
Right. So you've got a very close relationship with pretty much most of our top integrations, right? The new gen that I just showed, our QuickBooks integrations, our App Frontier for Salesforce. So I would say you're a pretty dang good resource when it comes to, right, directing people in the right area, which for me, if I've got a sales opportunity, I want to make sure I know who to go to. And I feel like you're the guy.
Call me. Just not directly.
Just not, well, Kevin calls it out, right? So use that form either on the marketplace, or just to restate, the email address that goes to Homero and the rest of the integrations team is developersupport@paytrace.com.
Correct.
Right. So I think it's fair to say you do consultation calls, right?
Absolutely.
What does that typically look like for you?
Generally, whenever, say, a partner of ours comes in and they have a question regarding, do we have X integration, whatever X integration may be. What I like to do is either through a phone call, or sometimes it's through email, depending on, how many questions they have, or, what the opportunity may be, is essentially get hold of them, get in contact, find out what they're looking for, who the merchant is, the size of the opportunity, what are the functionalities they're looking for, maybe a time frame, and probably the most important question that we tend to get missed a lot is, what is the integration and what's the version of the integration? Okay. For example, people think Magento, now Adobe, well, there's an enterprise and there's a regular. That makes a difference on who we contact, who we, get you guys hooked up with. So question like that, the idea basically is trying to find out what information does Paytrace need to help the reseller provide the merchant with the appropriate solution. And those are the kind of questions we typically ask, kind of a discovery-ish call, if you will.
Okay, sweet. So maybe let me ask a related question, and I'll throw this at you, Kevin.
Yeah.
Let's say we're talking to a merchant and there's an opportunity with a software, but it's not on that marketplace, right? We don't have it listed. Does that mean we're done? Opportunity lost. Look at another solution. What does that mean for us?
No, that's a great question, Sam. We run into that often. And when those situations occur, where if you don't see something on the resources we provided, and you're not sure, we want you to reach out to us at the ISV team. Some of the things we've done are, we don't have all of the ISV partners that we work with listed, right? We may be in the process of working with a partner that is coming to market with PayTrace, and then we can let that agent know.
Okay.
So I would say definitely reach out to us. If you don't see it here, we may have it. And if we don't, there's been times where we've reached out to if there's a business case, we've actually reached out to ISVs who've worked with us because the business case was significant for them to move forward and do an integration with PayTrace to be able to land that merchant and land that deal with the agent.
Sure.
Yeah.
I assume it's safe to say a good chunk of our integration partners, our ISVs, actually came to us from opportunities out there that we've built relationship with them and found out that, yes, this can be replicable across other merchants.
Yeah, referred to us by merchants who, hey, I use this software, I want to use PayTrace. And even from some of our agents out there, they wanted to move away from another gate. They might have a partnership or a relationship with another ISV. And, they want to integrate PayTrace to be able to get the value of interchange optimization and service and support, and have helped us gain some ISVs that way as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just want to make a quick aside. I'm watching the Q&A box right now. I know Homero's looking at it because he's got a big smile on his face. People are calling you out, man. I see Todd saying that you're a rock star. Got Patrick in the background saying that you're a fabulous resource. You qualify opportunities and you facilitate demos and close sales. And what don't you do, man? You're the best.
I will say, Sam, partners, I was telling Sam the other day that sometimes agents come to us a bit overwhelmed, right? Dealing with ISVs and the technical pieces of it. And, I told Sam that sometimes they come to us and it feels like there's a mountain in front of them. And they're thinking like, how am I going to climb this large thing to be able to help win this deal with the merchant? Well, that's what we're here for. That's what the ISV team is here for, to be able to help you climb that mountain. I told Sam, we're kind of like Sherpas, right? We're trying to help you watch out, help you get up the mountain, watch out for certain steps. So that way we can help you close the deal, take those hurdles and barriers out of your way. And even our team speaks, technical. We've talked to developers, programmers.
Yep.
So we're there to be your sales engineer to help you bring that deal in and win it.
Show of hands from our audience. How many of you guys have some sort of technical or developer background? I'm looking it up right now. 1, 2, like 2% of our audience here, 3 people, right? I think most of us kind of by trade as salespeople don't necessarily have that acumen. I sure as heck don't. That's why, right? I'm going to your example, Kevin. I love it. The Sherpas, right? Integrations can feel like a mountain, right? And that's why you don't climb Everest on your own. If you do, you're going to have a bad time, right? Yeah. Have that Sherpa to help you out, lead you up that mountain, right? Let's get to the peak together. So appreciate that, Kevin. That's like my new favorite analogy. I'm going to use that as a sales trainer, right? I'm going to be your sales Sherpa. I know that we're coming up here a little bit on time, so I want to just address any of the questions that are in the Q&A box here. Do we have a link to the marketplace? Adam threw that out earlier. Homero dropped it in the answers, so I think most of you guys can see that in the Q&A if you want access to that link. Our marketing team will send up a follow-up email following the webinar, probably in the next few days or early next week, that will have all of these resources that we're talking about, have contact information for our team, integration marketplace links, all sorts of good stuff for you. Can we clarify the contact process streams again? Yeah, so Adam's just asking for a little bit of clarity on that process. And maybe to do that, Kevin, do you happen to have any sort of examples of somebody using one of our integration partners and what that process looked like? Yeah,
so we have typically with new gen, I'll use that as an example. You spoke a minute ago, Sam, of what if somebody needs NetSuite? An agent may reach out to us, say, hey, I'm looking for a NetSuite solution. I have a merchant who wants to take payments through that. We'll help we might ask a few questions just to get a good understanding to see if it's going to be a good fit or not a good fit. If it is a good fit, then we'll bring new gen involved. We'll bring new gen into the conversation when the agent is ready. And sometimes it may be that the agent just wants to, talk with the ISV partner first before bringing the deal in, and that's okay. We see that quite a bit. but yet when the agent's ready, then they can bring in the merchant and they can start the discovery process and make sure it's a good fit for all of those involved. And our team will continue to be in the mix to make sure that we're helping, facilitate the deal, answer any questions that we can. There might be some technicality or a functionality that you're not sure that works in PayTrace, if it'll work with the ISV, and we're helping to bridge it all together and make it and help with that.
Got it. So, right, I think just to define the process, self-educate, use the marketplace, schedule something with us. So we don't have a direct phone line to get a hold of us. I mean, if you call our support team, we'll direct you to the developer support inbox or fill out that form, and then we'll kind of go from there, right?
Yeah, so developer support at paytrace.com
Yep.
is a way you can reach the team directly to be able to get that assistance.
I do see a specific question in here, Kevin. I'd say, Kevin, I see Homero's typing an answer, so maybe I'll let him focus on that one. So Kevin, this is from Brad, for softwares such as Sage 100, are there different levels of integration? Would a client be satisfied using a PayTrace integration versus perhaps a connection with their direct Sage payments, right? Maybe what's kind of the differences there? Why use PayTrace?
Yeah, I would say which solution is going to be the best fit for the merchant, right? At the end of the day, right? That's the ultimate priority here. Well, if working with Sage Payments or PayTrace, which is the right direction? Well, we want to do the one that's going to work. We want obviously to work with us, but we want to, will our agents get an opportunity to work with Sage Payments to be able to get that Sage 100 integration? Maybe, but if not, we're here to try to help facilitate that and bring that to life. But I think it also goes down to doing kind of a bit of discovery of what is the merchant looking for? Does the integration that PayTrace have features and functionality, the integration that the other gateway does not? So it really comes down to what's the right fit for the merchant and the right solutions that are going to reach the goals they're looking for.
I would also be remiss if I didn't say this, because it is a PayTrace webinar. We do level 3 in interchange optimization pretty well, which a lot of people can't do. So that's always a benefit for the right opportunity, right? They're going to be doing B2B through one of these ERPs or accounting softwares. We want to make sure that they're getting the efficiency of the ISV. Not only that, but they're also getting the efficiency of the rate qualification. Right? We want to make sure that they're not breaking the bank. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, I know we're coming up on time. I do want to ask our audience one last question. I appreciate your responses on this, but right now, as you think about your pipeline, your opportunities that are out there, is there any opportunities that you feel that you'd like our team to assist with, right, for integrations? I'm putting this up there because if you do respond yes, our team would love to schedule a call with you. We'd like to unpack that opportunity a little bit more and help move that ball forward. So if you'd like somebody to reach out to you, say yes. While this is wrapping up, team, I have 2 action items, right? Next steps. I want everybody on here to check out that marketplace, right? We're going to send out that follow-up email, but do the steps that we just showed you that Kevin said. Go to our website, check out the new website, check it out, and play around in there. We've got so many cool resources, not only integrations, but all sorts of fun pages to poke around with. Really, we want to, again, we're setting you up for success. And 2, right? As you do hear about integrations, software opportunities with your prospects, reach out to us. Developer support at paytrace.com. If you work with any of our sales teams or account executives directly here, run it by them, right? We want to help you move that process forward. We understand these sales cycles can sometimes be confusing. That's why we're here to demystify that. Homero, Kevin, thank you guys so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Audience, you guys rock. We're going to keep doing some more Power 30s here. So check your inbox for some upcoming webinars, some more Power 30s, ISV spotlights. We're going to keep those going, and talk to you later. Have a great week. Guys,